Hey guys, let's rank all of the Scarlet and Violet base set secret rare cards from best to worst. Let's jump right into it. First things first, I'm going to put this immediately into the S tier, and that is Miriam. This is the card, the waifu card with the waifu craze going on right now. I believe it's worth about 80 something dollars. I'm going to fact check that. So the Miriam card, this is the alt-art everyone's looking for. I believe with the waifu craze and all the hype hitting that's why this card shot up the best in the set, the fastest. As more and more product opening, I can see this card falling in price. I looked the other day and it was $80, $81. Now checking on TCG Player, it's about $72, but it is still the biggest hit in this set and still the card that everyone is lusting after, I guess, for lack of a better word. So it deserves the S tier in my opinion. I'm going to jump around a bit. So we have your basic gold card, Fighting Energy. So a lot of these cards have been out there where they have one or two energies in the set and they're the secret rare. They put a gold card. They do look cool, but they are just energy cards after all. So the artwork isn't anything too thrilling. So I'm going to immediately put it in the D tier. It's only worth about $5 right now on TCG Players. So if you are a fighting enthusiast, go ahead and pick up this card to have one in your deck or one for your collection. There you go, $5. Or you could wait and it'll probably drop to like $2 or $3 in my opinion. Jumping to the most electrifying energy in this set, the Electric Energy Gold card. Actually worth a little bit more at $9. So people like Electric Lightning Energy more than Fighting Energy. Again, they're pretty comparable. I'm just going to throw them in the D tier because keep in mind, this tier list is all about the bangers in the set, and these are probably some of the more lackluster pulls. Would you be happy to get them? Sure, it's a gold card, but there are definitely other gold cards in this set that you would prefer over the Electric Energy, in my opinion. Rare Candy, which is right now at about $8.90, so just under the price of the Electric Energy. Again, it's just a gold card of a trainer. Playability wise, I don't know because I don't really play anymore. Choose one basic Pokemon in play. If you have a stage 2 card in your hand that evolves from that Pokemon, put that card on your basic and evolve it. Skipping the stage 1. You can't use this card during your... Okay, so it's similar to back in the old days. It's a double... Actually, it's a triple star rare, secret rare card. I'm going to throw it into the C tier because I think it's more useful than the energies, but still just kind of a basic gold card there. Next up will be the Nest Ball, and I just threw that right there. I don't necessarily think it is better than the Rare Candy. Pricing for this is actually about $17, so dollar value wise you would rather have the Nest Ball than the Rare Candy. I still think it's about C tier, not as good as some of the other full art or gallery cards or illustrator rares, whatever you want to call them, that I would rather pull in this set. But from a value standpoint, that's pretty decent. Maybe I'll consider putting it into the B tier, but for the picture, it's really just a Nest Ball, you know. Koraidon EX gold card, worth about $12. So actually, you would rather have a Nest Ball than the Koraidon EX from a dollar perspective of your pull, if that's what you are into. But from an artwork perspective, I think it fits in the B tier right now. It's a cool artwork. It's standing up. I personally play Violet, so I have no attachment to Koraidon, but they're basically at the same level in my opinion, obviously. Miraidon EX, again, the gold card. This one's about $18. So slightly more. It seems like people like Miraidon EX over Koraidon EX. Comment below. Again, B tier for me for the gold cards. I believe that takes care of them. Alright, so you have your Penny secret rare. So it's like Penny sitting at a desk. And it's about $12.50, $13. Artworks, it's okay. It's an alternate art card, but I'd be happy to pull it, yes. I think it's kind of B tier for now. Doesn't really do much for me. It's cool, but it's kind of whatever. So in that same vein, we have a Jacques card, which I am looking for on here. So you have the Jacques alternate art. He's sleeping on his school books. There's a cup of coffee in front of him. The window is open and blowing. I think this one has a little bit more character than Penny's, for instance. But I think I would still put it on the B level. Price-wise, it's actually worth less than Penny. Poor Jacques is not in the waifu hype. But I think I'd put it like that. Cool card. I'd be happy to pull it. But again, not one of the better pulls in the set. And again, the price already like $6.50. I expect that one to fall. So maybe that's one I would consider picking up later on TCG Player if I see it available. Arvin, which is easier to find. We have Arvin, and he looks like he is preparing a buffet picnic for us. I like this one the best so far of the cards. It's actually worth about $20, it looks like. So not too shabby. I think it's really cool. Really cool artwork. I'm gonna throw Arvin in the A tier for now. I might move him later, but I like the artwork. And it's a little higher of a price. Full art rare. I think I'd rather have it. Secret rare, sorry. I'd rather have it than the other two that I previously mentioned. Alright, so now we're getting into the Pokemon here. So we have Iron Treads EX. So this is like the futuristic Dawn fan from, was it Zone 1 or whatever the heck it's called? Region 0. Let me know what it's called. I forget. Haven't gotten that far in the game yet. I'm more a fan of the prehistoric version, but again, I have Violet, so I can get this version. I actually did pull this card the other day, and TCG Player 15 hours ago was telling me it's worth $6. And I swear the other day when I made a video, again, check out my opening of a Scarlet ETB. I swear it was like double the price of that. So this one's already fallen, it looks like. I think it's a cool artwork. I'm going to put it in the A tier. Koraidon EX. Alternate rare. This one's actually really cool. It's got Koraidon. There's like a Dedenne in the foreground. I don't know if there's any other Pokemon, but it's in the jungle. It's a cool looking EX card. I think this one also belongs in the A tier. I'm gonna put it high A tier right now. One of the mascot Pokemon for the game in an alternate art form, worth about $40. Not too shabby right there. Giant Tusk EX. So this is the prehistoric Scarlet version of the Dawn fan. And I like the artwork. It is more like painting like esque, I guess, or scenic. Almost looks like there's like a tornado in the background in the desert, and I think it's cooler than the Iron Treads and the Arvin, but not as cool as our Koraidon friend there, but definitely a sweet artwork card worth about, I'm seeing $25 to $18. Gardevoir EX. So this has a Gardevoir, and it looks like it's part of the family. It's holding 2 yarn balls while the lady knitting, like helping her out, and the husband has a camera, and they look like they're having a good time. I think there's like a Ralts like around where it says Miracle Force in the foreground. I can't tell. It looks like it, like they see like the head and whatnot. This one's really awesome, actually. This might be one of my favorites thus far. I'm gonna stick it high A for now, but I could see myself elevating this possibly to the S tier. But there's also a lot of bangers out there, so it's, again, when you have all these secret rares and all these cool artworks, it's gonna be hard to pick one. Myriadon EX. I believe it's this one right here. Myriadon EX. So it is like floating outside of a window, and there's was it Fido or whatever, the dog Pokemon is kind of in its room. There's like a cup of water, and it has a lot of it tells a story, and I really like cards that tell a story. This is one of those cards. $61. Am I ready to elevate this one to the S tier? I'm gonna put it there for now. 61.33 as of 2 days ago. This might be the second biggest pull in the set. Let me double check. I like the pictures on Pokecollector for looking at the artworks, but TCG, which it will link to TCG Player to tell you the prices sometimes, but they won't always be the most up to date. So some of these prices, obviously keep in mind they could change, and they probably will change at some point. Yeah, so that Miraidon is the second highest card, and then followed by the Guard of War, which is about 46, and then Koraidon EX at about 38. So yeah, I feel comfortable where those cards are. I know like the price is kind of heavily involved with that at the current moment, which I'm talking, but I also think the artwork backs it up. I wouldn't be surprised if like the waifu hype dies down a little bit, and maybe that Miraidon becomes the most successful card in the future. I know, for instance, looking at the Pokemon Go set the other day, for a possible future video idea, just seeing like what were the high bangers in that set. There was that alt art Mewtwo card, and that actually isn't the hardest card to get. It's actually like the Rainbow Rare V-Star Mewtwo is actually worth more now. So you could actually get the alt art Mewtwo for $10 cheaper, which I found to be interesting because I still think that's the cooler card. But hey, it's not all based on that, I guess. So let's look up this Spidops. So this one is just a, well, it's still a secret rare, worth about $4. So this one tells a story, which I like. This card paired with, I'm going to show the other card later. This is basically higher on the tree, and then it's like spinning a web, and then the other Pokemon is like dangling, I think, from the web, and then there's like a Scyther like kind of like trying to pinata it. So that's pretty cool. I like how it tells a story. But with that said, we don't want to have a bulky A tier. I think it's a high. I'd rather have those gold cards over it. In some of these other trainers, I'm going to throw a smack dab in the B tier for now. But it's still a cool honorable mention. Like they get the story, the 3 progressions. If you have that, if you have all those cards together, like I think it has a stronger allure to it, but like separately it's not as strong, if that makes any sense at all. Next up we have the Team Star Grunts, and yeah, they're just looking like, I don't know, Speed Racer over here with their helmets. One in the foreground's like snapping their fingers. Yeah, it's kind of just your classic full art trainer card, and you're just kind of like, okay, that's cool, but like not one of the bigger ones that you want. I think I know I got to start putting things in the C tier at some point. I'm going to throw it at the end of the C tier here, and I want to just check the price on it. Yeah, about $5. Yeah, about $3.42 actually on TCG Player. So yeah, that's about C tier. I think I'd rather have the gold cards because like value wise, and it's just kind of the full art trainer you pull. It's like, yeah, this is cool, but not really what I wanted. You know what I mean? I'd put it in that category. Professor's Research with the new professor. Well, actually, I think you have different professors based on your games, if you have Scarlet or Violet. This one's worth about $5 as well. You know, I'm just going to put it here. I'd rather have it than the Team Star Grunt, but it's still just a Professor's Research card. Again, not that rare, not that amazing. It's just kind of okay. So yes, I was correct. Turo, again, I have to get back into Violet. I stopped playing for a little bit, so I kind of am a little fuzzy because I've been doing a playthrough of Pokemon 97 Gold, which is a earlier version of Pokemon Gold, or how it was intended to be, ROM, and it's been a lot of fun for me. So yeah, I gotta get back into Violet. So Turo, the Professor Research I just showed, was the Violet Professor. So next up is Professor Research, and this is the Scarlet Professor. I'm gonna assume, I don't know this lady's name. I'm gonna assume she's worth a little more than him because female. Yeah, it looks like about $10. But again, in the grand scheme of things, they're kind of all in the same tier for me. So check out my video, my Scarlet ETB video. I did pull, spoilers, a penny, as you see here. Worth about $8 now. Again, this card looks like it has also fallen in value a little bit, but obviously it is still a full art trainer, still pretty cool. But is it better than its alternate art form or some of the other artworks? I say no. I'd probably put Penny in the C, right in the middle there, to be honest with you. Happy to have it, but not, of the secret rares, not one of the big bangers. So then you have your standard Miriam full art, which obviously isn't as good as the other one, but I'm guessing Miriam is probably up there in price. Yeah, still about $30. So I don't believe Miriam belongs in the C tier for that. But I mean, artwork wise, I mean, you get your waifu. Is it a card I would rather have? Yeah, I'd rather have it than that. It's probably about A right there, because you got to bring it up a little bit because of the value with the artwork. It's really nothing special, but it is Miriam, who is a waifu. And talking to Mr. Game Essays about this, Miriam, he feels, I'm not going to quote him on this, but like, he kind of brought the waifu hype up to me, and it really looks like she's not really that important of a character in the game. Like, she's just kind of like I think she's at the school or whatever, and she's just kind of a minor character, who just, like, through her sweet alternate art, which it is a sweet artwork, kind of gained popularity and hype. So it's kind of funny, like, not really integral to the story or the plot. Correct me if I'm wrong here. This is coming from someone who had beaten the game, not myself. So it feels just to leave her up that high. So then you get Katie, Caddy, whatever you want to call her. Let's check the price on this lady. I'm guessing not as good. About $4. So I think she's kind of right here in the C tier, in my opinion, from a value and a graphical standpoint. So then we have the regular Jacques reading his book. I'm guessing he's about $4 or $5 as well, or about $3. How about that? Jacques reading a book. I like it about there, somewhere in the C tier. And then there's your standard Arvin. I already did the cool Arvin doing the picnic. So Arvin's the one where you go on the other missions that aren't the gym missions that you can pick or choose. I haven't done any of his yet. I think I only did one gym so far. But I am definitely interested in getting to that in the future. He's got a cool pose here. Got the Pokeball in his hand. Got the special map. Looks like he's up to something. Arvin's worth about $6. Not too shabby. I mean, his ape pose is a lot better, but I kind of might put him in the low B tier. Again, there's going to be cards way ahead of him, but I think that's where he belongs right now. Oink Along, this is just a standard, like, kind of full art 2-star rare here. Evolution of Lechonk, people like Lechonk. Where would I put this? C tier. It's okay. And then Iron Treads, full art. Again, not as cool as the alternate art one that I have in the A tier. Price is about $1.50. I think they are in about the same level, in my opinion. Toxic Croak EX, full art. This one's actually worth less than $1. Poor Toxicroak. I think it's a cooler pose than the other two, though. So I'm going to keep it there. Koraidon EX. Full art. Again, pretty glorious pose. Similar or the same as the gold card. Because it's the mascot Pokemon, I think that would move it up for me to the B, but obviously not as good as the gold. And I think like the other one that tells the story is a little cooler. Giant Tusk. I don't really care for this one. It just looks kind of like blah to me. I think I'd actually put it like, and it's about $2. It's kind of blah. I might put it in the D tier, to be honest with you. Banette, about $3. It's just a Banette. I like it better than Iron Treads and the Oink, but yeah, kind of Toxicroak level there. Gardevoir EX. Where are you? Probably one of the cooler ones. This one's worth about $10. I agree with that. I think I'd put it in the B, around like right there. Myriadon, my boy. I'm gonna put you right there. Again, $12, not too shabby. And then we have a Magnezone. This one's also worth $2. I think it's like similar level to like these Toxicroak. I like the Toxicroak pose a little better, but I like it better than Banette. Gyarados EX. It's like a Terra stylized, or Terra style, whatever you want to call it, Gyarados with a crown. $24. This one's pretty cool. I think I'd rather have it than the Iron Treads here. I think I like it like this much. Yeah, like kind of like top A tier, but not like the very top of it. So then, speaking on that, we have an Arcanine Terra stylized. That's also pretty cool. This one's not worth as much. I'm seeing about $14. Might be less at this point. Oh wow, yeah, like $2. But that's still a cool card in my opinion. I don't think it's as cool as the Gyarados, so I don't think it belongs in the A. I could put it low B though. It depends. What do you like better, Gyarados or Arcanine? Spidops. Where are you? This Pokemon's just kind of weird to me. I'm not a fan of this card at all. Looks like it's pretty cheap, to be honest with you. I'm gonna double check. Yeah, less than $2. I don't mind throwing this in the D tier with kind of like artworks I could care less about. Where is Skwovet? On a couch. All comfy cozy with flowers in the foreground. This starts kind of the cooler artwork trend. This one's only about $2. Which I guess is kind of on par with the other one, but it tells a story, you know? I think it's like higher B tier storytelling right there. Then you get your Starlies, your gang of Starlies, just hanging out in a garden. There's a lot of Starlies there, which kind of makes sense because they're basically like pigeons or whatnot, right? Again, probably a $2 less card here looking at. But it kind of tells a story. It's kind of cool. I think it's about B tier right there. King Gambit. About $3.46. Okay, so it's the evolve. It evolves from B Sharp. Okay, I actually didn't know that. I kind of like this. It's got like its army. You got like 2 B Sharps, and then you have like the first form. And like this is really cool. It's like a sweet samurai vibe. I know that's kind of what they're based on. I'm thinking this is a low A tier card for me because it's cool. Bombardier, which is straight like Stork vibes. Got a dollar card here, but it's got cool Stork vibes. Tells a story. I put it about there in the B. Again, they can't all be high. Mabo Stiff. It's the Mastiff Pokemon sitting under the table. It looks like Arvin's table while he has his bountiful picnic. Not begging, but maybe subtly begging. Kind of like my English Mastiff. So like I really relate to that card. My English Mastiff will sit there similar while we're eating, especially my son, and hope to get some scraps. It's worth about $2. But I am a Mastiff guy, so I'm gonna put it low A tier for that very reason. Cloth. It's like there's a couple of them, and it's like the crab rave. It's got crab rave vibes to it, which is cool. Worth about $1. I'd put it in the storytelling vibe, kind of right here, middle of B. That's funny. Sandile in the sand, up close and personal. Pretty cool. Again, I like a $2 or less card. I like the other ones better though. Somewhere in the B there. Riolu's Messy Rum. Riolu looks like a toddler that has done some stuff and they know it. There's a Lucario picture in the background. There's like stuffing on the pillow. This one has a lot of character. It's like a $5 card, but this is A tier worthy in my opinion. It might be better than it. This really tells a story, you know? I'm gonna put in the A tier. That's a cool artwork. And the Grievard with a Gengar plushie and a Ghastly. There's all sorts of ghost plushies. This is one of the coolest artworks. Like before I started opening the set and I just took a peek at like artworks that are available, this was one of the ones that I wanted. Again, it's only about like $3 or less at this point, but definitely A tier worthy in my opinion. I think I'd put it kind of above the Riolu. One of the cards, I would definitely want to pull that card. If not, I could see myself buying it in the future once it gets a little cheaper. I mean, $2 or $3, that's not that bad. To be honest, I could buy it right now if I want, but just be patient. But not too patient, you know what I mean? Fido, this one's cool. He's like looking out of the bakery, and he is bakery. This tells a story. Again, $3, $4 card here. Sorry it fell there, but I think it's the low A tier of awesomeness of cards in my opinion. Curlia. This one also tells a story. Okay, so the kid's growing up with the mom, and then later you have the Gardevoir. Like these tell stories, and this is cool. It's like, where did I have the other one? Near the end, and I think the fact that this tells a story as well, I'd kind of put it there. I like the Gyarados, but like it's pretty cool. So then the routes, this one's actually says $18. Again, the family is moving into the house and they have routes. So like routes is evolving over time. This is cool. This is one of the coolest stories I think that the trading cards have told. So that makes sense to me. Then you have your Drowsy, which is one of the coolest cards. And it looks like it's only about $2 at the time. I have to fact check that. This is one of the cards I would grab if you can find it cheap enough. Again, unless this is wrong. Illustrated Rare Drowsy. Okay, $4.30. So maybe people know what it's about more than I thought. So this price has gone up because that one was from 2 days ago. This is a good artwork here. So immediately goes to the B. No. A. I mean, you want Miriam? I think I'd put it like right there, to be honest. Right in between Miriam and Arvin. Pommet. $1 or $2. It's got its kids with it. It's relaxing, which is not accurate for being a parent at all. This one's kind of just the B tier for me. Pachorizos, they're kind of like Eskimo kissing or whatever with the electricity. It's cute. It's okay. I think it's B tier at best. Dondozo. Where is Mr. Dondozo? I guess it's like a cool artwork. Worth about $5. Would I rather have it than some of the others? No. I think it's there. Mid B. Wiglet. Our old friend Wiglet. About a $2 or $3 card. There's a... Whoa. Didn't mean to put you in the C. I don't think you're that bad. There's like a Psyduck in the background. I see a Skrelp. Other Wiglets. There's like a wave. There might be a Slowpoke on a beach in the background, which is cool. I'd kind of put onto Donzo level. If that makes sense. Then you have your Clauncher. A buck or two. Clauncher underwater. But the aesthetic looks pretty cool of the card. But there's other cards I'd rather have than it, yes. Again, B tier. Slowpoke. This one's more worth like 6. Slowpoke on the city streets. I feel like this is one of the more desirable cards. I think it's like low A tier for me. I like it. Arma Rogue. Kind of being a rogue and sneaking away. Worth about 4. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less. Kind of like mid B's for me. Scovillain. Where are you at? Don't look scared. This is like... Looks like a thing out of night. It's like out of Nightmares. There's like a bottle on the ground. It's like yelling at the other one. Kind of reminds me of like Piranha Plants from Mario. Right there. Mid B's. A lot of these are going to be mid B's. But we got our final 3. Toadstool. Again, like $1 or $2. I'd put it in the B's. Middle of the B. Dolive, a card I actually did pull. This one was only worth about $1 something. It's got cool artwork. I still think there's cards I would rather have that are more this like illustrator style cards. So like I would put it kind of like there in the B, again right in the middle. And last but not least, the Tarantula. Swinging from the tree. The Scyther's trying to get it, and then the other one is the picture. See, I guess if you put the whole picture together, that's pretty cool. But I'd put it right next to the other one. But I like when they tell a story like that. But not as cool as the Guard of War, like evolution, like growing up with the family story. That is awesome. That I commend. This is my tier list. And I am going to stick with this. I like the 2 S tier cards. I think Miriam and Myriadon may end up shifting later on, but we'll see. Time will only tell. A tier and B tier are very heavy. I mean, it's hard to hate a lot of these cards. And again, D tier, like I feel like I got to put something in the D tier so like, you throw the energies in there just because they're nothing special. And then just kind of the full art secret rare cards that you just don't really care about. And like those two are just kind of like bleh to me. But honestly, kind of the like low end of the C and then like the D would probably kind of float together, but to kind of have some balance here, this is how I have it. So let me know in the comments below, how would you rank these cards? What cards did I fail on miserably? What cards would you prefer to be higher? Let me know. Like, subscribe, hit that bell so you can be notified of more Pokemon content such as tier lists, Pokemon news, and obviously openings. So anyways, guys, stay safe, and I will catch you next time. Take care.